So, should you buy leads? I'll give you my honest opinion. The short answer is yes, you can do that. Um, but it depends. Your success depends on two things. First of all, it depends on the agency, how good the marketing agency that you're working with. And second, it depends on your ability to sell on the phone and your willingness to follow up with people and overall your willingness to do sales goals, which I know many advisors just like to do their job. They like to advise on their clients regarding the client's finances and not become a salesperson. So let's dive into the good and the bad. Starting with the good. The good thing is about buying leads is your marketing is completely outsourced. You don't have to do anything. The leads just reach your inbox, and that's it. You just have to pick up the phone and call them. That's basically all you have to do. Um, you don't have to deal with any type of marketing, right? You don't have to create ads. You don't have to write posts, whether you're using AI or not. Doesn't matter. You just don't have to do that. Um, you don't have to create videos, landing pages. You don't have to do customer research. You don't have to test different messaging to see what people react to. Even though if you if you've been in business for a while, you probably know your customer. You know what they respond to. But yes, you don't have to do these things. Um, so the entire marketing um, effort, you just don't have to do that. Um, another another benefit of buying leads is the expected cost. You just pay per lead, and that's it. You know exactly what your costs are, what your cost is month to month, and there is it's not like you work with a marketing agency and your ad spend goes up and down or something like that. It's very expected. Um, and also, I would say you save a lot of time. Obviously, you don't have to communicate with the agency like the traditional agency model. You don't have to invest time in creating content. Um, so you can allocate that time to serving your clients. These are that's the biggest um, benefit of buying a lead. You just don't have to do anything, and it manifests in having more time, having more energy, and yeah, more resources to do what you actually like to do. But there is a big disadvantages to it, or something you should take into account. Um, so many advisors report that when they buy leads, the content ratio is about 10% and the conversion rate is about 2%. And there are a few specific reasons that happen. So the first reason is when you buy leads, the company that sells those leads resells that one specific lead to 3 to 5 other advisors, even more sometimes. So the same time you get the leads, other advisor get that lead too, and they just pick up the phone, and within 30 minutes, the prospect just gets hammered um, with text messages and calls, and odds are you're not going to pick up the phone to any of those. You're just not going to respond, right? You just bombarded one prospect um, with few different offers or potential offers. It's just not a good place to be in as a seller. And essentially, you're paying to compete. That's the biggest problem. You're just paying to compete. Yes, you're paying for a lead, but they don't tell you they resell the same lead to other advisors as well. So that's the biggest problem. And they buy a lead for like $20 to $30 and they resell it for $100 or $120, which is their right to do so. Yes, I'm not saying it's not okay, but that's the model, right? And they make money. They make their money from selling the same lead um, to multiple advisors. Otherwise, it wouldn't be profitable for them. Um, so that's the biggest advantage, and obviously there are a few things that goes along with it. A few other disadvantages. Uh, the second is the quality. The second disadvantage is the quality of the lead. So again, few things affect that. First of all, usually the marketing agency that sells lead, they run advertising on Google and TikTok and Meta. And from what I've seen, because the messaging isn't tailored enough, is not that good, then the leads are unqualified to begin with because simply they attract the one prospect, right? And then they don't invest much in qualification. Maybe they ask a couple of questions before they hand over the leads, but there is no strong qualification process in place. So the leads are just doomed to be unqualified, right? And the other thing we need to consider is because there's no qualification or warm up before the call, before you call the lead, because there is no brand or trust being built, people are just not inclined. Prospects are just not inclined to trust you, right? And that's why the conversion rate is about 2%, a very low conversion rate. It's just a numbers game at that point. So you need, if you really want to go down that path, you need to deploy a lot of sales horsepower and be very good with sales. Knowing how to do discovery and pitch and handle objections, probably more than 2 or 3 objections on a call, and then knowing how to follow up with them on text and on phone, and it just trust is the biggest currency today with the state of marketing, and if you don't have it before you contact the prospect, then it's a problem. That's a problem. Also, another reason why the leads have very low contact and conversion rate is because you're renting someone else's system, right? You don't have any control, again, regarding the messaging. You can't really adapt it to your offer, to your business, to your brand. It's a very general type of lead that comes your way. It could fit, it might not, and you just don't have control over it. And that's also a crucial thing. You can't control lead flow. What happens if tomorrow that specific lead provider, that agency, that company, however they call themselves, decide they go exclusive with one company, or just raise the prices? You're very dependent on them, and you could end up without any leads at all, just because you want someone else to do the work for you, which I understand. Yes, I'm not saying done for you work isn't good enough. I mean, I'm doing done for you work for clients, and but the difference is we tailor the content, the ads, the pitch, everything to the specific business. So yeah, these are the biggest disadvantages of working with of buying leads. I would say, if you're willing to to make sales, to make sales your primary, you invest 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe probably more, in sales calls, then you could try that. If you're very good at sales, if you love sales, you could try that. But if you're not, if it doesn't resonate with you, then I would suggest you build your own marketing funnels, your own distribution, basically, right? And there's a lot of options. You can do SEO, you can run Google Ads, you can do content marketing on Instagram, on YouTube, just like this, or you can go on LinkedIn and start doing outreach, or combining DMing people with content marketing, which could work very well. A lot of advisors do that. You could do cold email. You just you can use an agency. You can do it on your own. Just scrape a thousand um, thousand emails of your target customer, send them send all of them the same message, test all that. You can do that. Or you can just, again, if you like sales, you can just pick up the phone and do cold calls. Any marketing distribution, in my opinion, that you control, that you build, that you can customize to your own business would be much better than just buying leads. Now the question is, assuming that you do want to build your marketing distribution, which funnel should you build? What channel should you use to market your advisory practice? And that the answer is, okay, you should find what works best for you, and in order to do that, you must experiment, right? Or if you already know what you're looking for, if you believe in advertising and you like advertising, and you like having exposure and paying for the exposure, go work with an agency or hire someone internal to do that for you, or learn how to do it yourself. Depends on your financial situation and where you're at with your business. So you're either going to invest your time or you're going to invest your money, basically, right? Content marketing, it doesn't take a lot of it doesn't require a lot of budget. You can create the content, you record videos, you write the posts, but it could take time to build a personal brand or any sort of organic asset online that could attract any traffic your way, traffic and prospects. Same thing with SEO. Any decent or average SEO agency would tell you, hey, this is going to take time, 3 to 6 months, right? Because Google doesn't just put you in the first place of the search results day one, so it could take time. My preference is advertising. I believe in it. I love it. I have tested other methods before. Cold DMing, cold emails. Yes, you can make sales that way, but that's not my cup of tea at all. With advertising, you can tap basically into any market you want. Even if you want to go abroad, you can just advertise there, as long as you're willing to, do your research and adapt your message and offer. It's the best way, in my opinion, to attract new customers into your funnel. And once you supplement it with content, it becomes like the perfect, again, in my eyes, the perfect marketing funnel. Because you don't have to twerk your ass on social media to get views. You just pay for them. You just pay for that exposure. So that's basically my opinion regarding whether you should buy leads or not. Yeah, if you're willing to experiment, I mean, you can just sign up to buy like 20 or 30 leads and just test them if you want to, and then see whether this is the right decision for your business or not. Or you can read more reviews online from fellow advisors on Reddit and other businesses about leads. They'll tell you content ratio is low, conversion rate is low. But again, maybe it's convenient for you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope that helps. See you around.